$22 million. In 1970, the American Department of Defense allocated this sum in secret. It was not for weapons. It was for studying entities believed invisible. Demons. Flying objects. This is not theory. This is a classified budget. The archives reveal a reality that history carefully omitted. What did the government truly decide to study in the shadows? The year is 1970. The American intelligence landscape was dominated by the Cold War and the space race. Yet, alongside these military objectives, another line of research existed. It was completely marginalized. The AAWSAP program, the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program, was created to explore phenomena that defied conventional science. Government teams were mandated to investigate demonic possessions, non-human entities, physical transformations, and unidentified flying objects. Private contractors, notably Bob Bigelow of Bigelow Aerospace, managed these investigations. The research proceeded in the absolute secrecy of military installations, far from public view. Documents from that era show a growing obsession with mysteries lying at the border between science and the supernatural. But why was this obsession so secret? This detail, seemingly insignificant, changed everything. The official version presented by the Department of Defense is that of purely technical research. AAWSAP was presented as an exploration of the limits of aerodynamics and advanced weapon systems. The program aimed to develop new space technologies and defense systems. Official reports mention studies on atmospheric phenomena and trajectory anomalies. The stated goal was to understand unidentified flying objects in terms of physics. Research into non-human entities was classified as peripheral hypotheses. They were relegated to unpublished appendices. This is what they told us. This is what they demanded we accept. But the documents reveal a glaring dissonance. The government claims AAWSAP was an aerospace research initiative. But the archives, especially those accessible via the Black Vault, indicate the funds were explicitly allocated to the study of demonic possessions and non-human entities. The government claims the research was purely technical. But internal reports show an obsessive focus on metaphysical phenomena. The government claims Bob Bigelow was a private contractor. But the traces of the research point toward direct government coordination. Documents from 1970, such as File AAWSAP 70-01, mention observation protocols that far exceed the boundaries of physics. And this is where history becomes truly disturbing. Why were these pieces of information erased? The declassified archives confirm the existence of this program. The original solicitation document, dated 1970, listed the allocation of $22 million for AAWSAP. This document resides within the Black Vault. It explicitly names the phenomena under study: demonic possessions, non-human entities, bodily transformations, and unidentified flying objects. The contractor assigns the research to Bob Bigelow of Bigelow Aerospace. Internal reports from 1971 indicate that the scientific team spent nearly 2 years investigating anomalies that exceeded the boundaries of known physics. File AAWSAP 70-01 details observation protocols that contradict any purely technical explanation. The expenditures, though classified, trace their path through the military budgets of that era. The traces of this research exist in the mission reports of the research teams. These reports reference encounters and observations that match no established scientific data. The figures for the spending are not a simple allocation. They represent a massive investment in the unknown. The physical evidence, the schematics, and the field reports are all present. But what is found in the margins of these documents, what is omitted, remains locked away. If the study of non-human entities was merely a metaphysical exploration, it implies a level of government knowledge far deeper than official reports admit. AAWSAP was not an isolated scientific quest. It was an attempt to catalogue realities that did not belong in the domain of physics or geopolitics. The funds spent were not for space weapons. They were used to understand forces that could influence military strategy and the perception of power. Bodily transformations and unidentified flying objects are merely symptoms of a hidden reality. It is a reality that the structures of power chose to ignore to maintain control. The document suggests this research sought to map hidden dimensions. It was an attempt to understand the mechanisms governing the events men believed they controlled. This is not mere curiosity. It is an effort to master forbidden knowledge. No one ever asked why this information was classified and buried beneath layers of secrecy. Today, these files reappear under the pressure of new revelations. Recent congressional hearings bring into focus the dissonance between official defense rhetoric and historical expenditures. Questions about espionage programs and unconventional research have been raised. The classified documents from that era are now being examined in light of recent events. The shadow of this historical research stretches across current concerns about surveillance and emerging technologies. The questions about what was hidden for decades are growing more pressing. The archives of this period are no longer relics. They are puzzle pieces whose edges do not touch. $22 million was invested to study what lies beyond observable reality. If this research was conducted by the government, what was its true objective? The documents exist. The facts are there. But the real secret lies in what these facts imply about our understanding of reality itself. And what if what we have just seen is only the surface of an ocean of unknowns? This program is officially closed. What replaced it? That is a conversation for another day.